Tonight, right before you go to bed, I want you to stop and just think about this for a second. What if this was the very last night humans ever needed sleep? I mean, imagine just tossing out your alarm clock forever. No more sleep, no more feeling that heavy, dragging exhaustion at the end of the day, no more wasting a massive chunk of your life just lying in bed. Sounds absolutely amazing, right? Just think about it. You'd suddenly have 8 extra hours every single day to do literally whatever you want. But what if removing sleep created a cascade of completely unexpected problems that could change the very fabric of humanity forever? Well, let's find out. Okay, let's dive into this. Every single night, billions of people across the globe power down and go to sleep. Some of us manage to scrape by on 6 hours, some get a solid 8, and hey, some sleep even more. But the staggering reality really hits you when you realize that the average person spends nearly 1/3 of their entire life sleeping. A third! That massive chunk of your existence is dedicated to doing absolutely nothing but resting.
Let's actually make this a little more personal. If you live to be 90 years old, you're going to spend about 30 whole years of your life completely unconscious. 30 years? That is just an unbelievable amount of time. To put that into perspective, it's more time than most of us spend in school, building our careers, or even raising our kids, all spent with our eyes completely shut.
So picture this. Imagine a future technology. Maybe it's a pill, a genetic tweak, or some kind of neural implant that completely removes the biological need for sleep. You never feel tired. Your brain never needs a moment to rest. You can just stay awake forever. At first glance, this is like the ultimate utopian premise. It's the ultimate Trojan horse for productivity. I mean, gaining 8 extra hours every day with zero fatigue, students could learn more, workers could earn more, athletes could train harder, and the global economy could become more productive than at any point in human history. And this brilliantly illustrates the sheer scale of that change. The world would never, ever stop. Think about today's cities. They get quiet at night, right? The roads empty out, shops close their doors, people head home to rest. But in a world without sleep, our cities would completely transform. They'd remain hyperactive 24 hours a day. Imagine walking through New York City at 3 a.m. and it looks exactly like it does at 3 p.m. Restaurants are packed, businesses are running at full speed, people are out shopping. The world would just feel intensely alive all the time. Now let's think about education and personal growth. A typical student right now spends around 8 hours sleeping every night. If you eliminate sleep, that student suddenly gains nearly 3,000 extra hours every single year. Just let that sink in. 3,000 hours. That builds into an almost unimaginable advantage over time. With 3,000 extra hours a year, the possibilities for limitless learning are just mind-blowing. Imagine how much more you could master. You could fluently learn multiple new languages. You could dive deep into complex sciences, master advanced programming, or, finally learn to play 3 different musical instruments. Today, we're constantly complaining that there just isn't enough time, right? Not enough time to watch movies, read books, travel, or pursue our passions. Without sleep, you suddenly have thousands of extra hours to experience far more of what life actually has to offer. Sounds incredible, doesn't it? But let's think a bit deeper here. Let's drop that energetic optimism for just a second and look at the actual practical reality of this thought experiment. Because removing a foundational pillar of human biology wouldn't just give us extra time for hobbies, it would fundamentally disrupt how our entire society is structured. I mean, what would actually happen to all that free time? Well, here is the dark societal twist. Think about work. If humans never needed sleep, do you really think we'd just get to play the guitar and read books for 8 extra hours? Probably not. It's highly likely that companies would start expecting people to work much longer hours. Instead of your standard 8-hour shift, some jobs might evolve to demand 12-hour or even 16-hour shifts as the new normal. Suddenly, all that utopian extra free time completely disappears, totally swallowed up by a deeply demanding, never-ending work culture. And what about our relationships? Today, families spend their evenings together winding down before bed. We have these evening routines, quiet moments, and dedicated time to just relax and decompress from the day. But in a sleepless world, daily life might become incredibly intense and fast-paced. Without that natural boundary of nighttime and exhaustion, the delicate balance between work and personal life could get severely strained. We'd lose those absolutely crucial, quiet moments that allow us to connect with each other and just ground ourselves. Which brings us to a much deeper philosophical question. Would humans even still be human if we strip away something that has defined our daily existence since the dawn of our species?
Do we lose a core piece of our humanity in the process? To really answer this, we've got to transition away from society and look at the actual biological reality of our evolution.
Because you see, sleep isn't just some weird human quirk. It's been an essential part of life for millions of years. Almost every animal sleeps in some form. Bird sleep, dog sleep, cat sleep. Even some insects enter periods of rest. Sleep is deeply, intimately connected to how literally all life on Earth evolved. Removing it wouldn't just be a societal shift, it would be overriding millions of years of evolutionary biology, fundamentally changing what it means to be a biological creature on this planet. Now, what's really interesting here is what sleep actually does, because scientists know it does way more than simply rest your physical body. It's actually this highly active hidden mechanical process. When you sleep, your brain is essentially working the night shift. It organizes your memories, it processes all that dense information you took in during the day, it literally flushes out toxic waste products from your brain cells, and it cements the things you've learned. Without sleep, a future technology wouldn't just need to keep us awake, it would have to artificially replicate all of these incredibly complex biological functions. And honestly, that is far from easy. So the crucial point is this: we need to completely reframe how we think about resting. As many scientists argue, sleep isn't a flaw in our design, it's a feature. It is the ultimate biological system, perfectly engineered to help us survive, adapt, and thrive. It's not a bug, and it's definitely not a waste of time. It's the absolute foundation of our health and our sanity. So let's compare these two realities side by side, the sleeping world and the sleepless world. Yes, in a world without sleep, we'd gain more time, immense productivity, and endless opportunities. But look at what we might sacrifice in the name of efficiency. We would lose our moments of rest. We'd lose our dreams. We'd lose our physical and mental recovery. And perhaps most importantly, we would lose that natural, rhythmic cadence that has beautifully shaped human life for thousands of years. The truth is, when you're super busy, sleep can absolutely feel like an annoying waste of time. I get it. But it is undoubtedly one of the most vital things we do. Perhaps our ultimate goal in the future shouldn't be about eliminating sleep just to squeeze more productivity out of ourselves. Rather, it should be about understanding its intrinsic value better. Because sometimes, the things we take for granted the most are exactly the things we need to survive. So I want to leave you with this final thought. If a flawless, safe technology allowed you to literally never sleep again, would you choose it? Or would you keep sleeping? Let me know what you choose in the comments below, and make sure to subscribe to Future Decoded for more explainers diving into AI, future technology, psychology, science, and the fascinating future of humanity. Because the future, well, it's closer than you think.